Welcome, guys, at a new episode of our podcast. It's the third episode right now, and I'm doing it in English this time because I'm with our new support player of our League of Legends team. His in-game name is Infoneral, but
Hello,
maybe it's nice to introduce yourself quickly to the community and the fans.
I'm Infoneral. I've been playing mainly in Bulgarian tournaments, but last split I played in Open Tour and we got first place, and now we're here.
Exactly. So you said open tour for the people that don't know. You in the Benelux scene, you have the Dutch league and the Belgian league, which are the like main leagues. And underneath that, there's the open tour, where like the upcoming players can prove themselves basically, and you also compete for a prize, I believe, right? You also get some money if you
Yeah,
win.
yes.
And what made you come to the open tour in the Benelux? Because you already told us, right? You're playing in Bulgaria. And what made you go here?
I just love the players. I love the team atmosphere, so I decided to join.
Hmm. Because who of them connected you? I'm not sure what.
Job connected me
Okay,
because we played together in the Open Tour, and yeah,
okay, I see. The topic of today, why I invited you as well, is combining gaming with a healthy lifestyle. So my first question to you would be: do you feel like you're living a healthy lifestyle?
I think I'm living a relatively healthy lifestyle, but like I don't go to the fitness, but I think that I know a lot of people that are gaming seriously and go. I just choose not to.
Hmm.
But if you want to, you can do that, and it's perfectly fine. And I think it's really reasonable.
And why do you choose not to fitness?
I'm just not that good with that. I'm really not good at committing to fitness right now. I think that you need to commit and you have to be really consistent about it to get any progress. And at this moment, I don't think that I can commit so much time into it. I would like to do it in the future,
Hmm.
but for now, not. I'm not doing it.
I see. That's a good point. That's also how I see it usually because whenever I fitness, it's really like I'm fully committed towards it. I'm going like 4 or 5 times a week, doing good nutrition as well, right? And then I don't know.
Yes.
So like I have these periods of times where I just don't feel like going at all, right? I'm just sitting in my room and my friend is like, "Hey, bro, you should come train." I'm like, "Bro, I'm not going because this one time will not change like anything, right? If I want to get some real progress, you do need to be uh, doing it consistently, right? As you said.
Yes.
And but the funny thing is that you said I'm living relatively healthy. So what would you understand by relatively healthy? So what does that mean for you? You know?
It for me it means that even though I'm sitting mostly in front of the PC playing video games, I think that I'm healthy. I'm not overweight. I'm not underweight. For me, I feel really nice. And yes, I think that's for me relatively healthy.
Hmm.
I take walks sometimes. I enjoy going out, going with friends. And yeah.
Nice, nice. I see. Because I was thinking before this podcast, like, what are the things that define health, right? I think it's good to start there. Like, when are you healthy? You know, like if you feel
Yes.
healthy, you might not be healthy, or you know, like there's quite a bit of things. The first thing I would like want to go deeper into is sleeping. Because that's how I feel like a pretty big problem for gamers, like most gamers, me as well, sleeping schedule because I feel like I have these days. Actually, I'm kind of in a similar situation right now where I wake up and I just don't feel like awake. You know, I need to lay in bed for like 30 more minutes. I go to sleep
Hmm.
very late. I try to wake up not too late, you know, so I have to compensate it with power naps and stuff later in the day. So, how is that for you? Like, how is sleeping affecting your daily life?
Uh, yes. As gamers, we usually need to stay late because, for example, even right now in the competitive scene, we had a game at 10 p.m. your time, which is 11 p.m. my time, and I need to keep that in my active hours so that I can actually perform. So you have to have your active hours to pretty late in gaming. So yeah, it's kind of hard. I try to sleep 8 hours a day every day, and if I don't wake up to like if I wake up around 12 p.m. or 1 p.m., that's fine by me because then people start waking up and playing solo queue. If I wake up too early, I can't play solo queue.
Mm.
And I think that when I wake up at 12 p.m. for a gamer, that's good for me.
Yeah, I agree because I think we both know some examples where, people wake up like at 5 p.m., like just sleep at, 11 a.m., stuff like that. Like there's some crazy examples, right? But yeah, it's funny you brought it up, right? Because this is pretty like a big clash, as you say, like esports is living in a whole different time zone. It's shifted, right? From the usual like 9 to 5 mentality, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was talking to Kaas, you say at this time assistant coach at Mad,
Hmm.
and he also told like the guys they have to be at the office like at 12, no, half past 12, like 1 p.m. So like they also stay up late until 3, maybe that they wake up, shower, get some breakfast, and go to the gaming house or go to the office to game. But like if you would try to combine this, as you're saying, like your routine right now is to wake up at 12, and I mean, yeah, if you would work a job which is 9 to 5, then have to play the games at 11, it's yeah, I mean that's quite the issue, right? Don't you feel like it?
Yes.
Yeah. So you have to like commit yourself fully into the esports to you know live it or something. Do you think there would be like a possible solution for this? So for instance, I'm working, but I'm also like really into games, and I do want to compete in the evening hours. Like, is there something you know? What do you think would be a possible solution?
Well, if you're like working in the evening hours, probably the biggest thing is that you have one competitive game per week, which is fine
Mm-hmm.
in the evenings. But the problem might come with the scrims because they also tend to go a little bit late as well. So maybe if your team can be compatible with the fact that you wanna start screaming a little bit like 1 hour after work or something like that, so you can
Mm-hmm.
go to bed in a decent time. But that's really hard because you almost have no free time. So it's just a hard commitment to something, and you will probably burn out really fast, in my opinion.
For sure, for sure. So I think that's enough for the sleeping, or at least like maybe you have some tips or something for people that do have like these really crazy schedules. Like maybe you have to like a dentist appointment in the morning. Like, do you have any tips for gamers who are struggling to find a good sleeping routine? Or not sure what
Mm.
if not because.
For
Mm-hmm,
for me, like uh, when I have something important to do, I always try to keep my sleep schedule very consistent until that thing. Because if I start messing up my sleep schedule, like going a few hours late or a few hours early, I always get tired the next day. So if it's consistent, it's fine before the thingy that you have to do.
mm-hmm. For me, what actually works are like these. I think you can buy them at the grocery store, at least here in Holland, right? It's like called sleeps or like melatonin. I think it's like this little pill.
Hmm.
You put it in and then you fall asleep faster. That's at least it works for me, right? You can use like one or two. Um, that's something I use because like yeah, for instance, right now my sleep schedule is like not the best, I would say. Like I go to sleep at between 2 and 3 a.m., which is pretty late for me, like usually. But if I have to wake up at 9 to work or something, like I need to go to sleep earlier than 2, or because if I go to sleep at 2 and wake up at like 7:30, that's yeah, it doesn't work out. We
It's
all
very
know,
hard.
yeah, it's just you're just screwing up your whole day, man, and also like you're a bit tired and you're just ruining your whole schedule, right? So
Hmm.
usually then I'll take them in half an hour or an hour before like I want to go to sleep, and then I'll just go to bed and lay in bed, and at some time I will fall asleep. So that's something that like works for me. It might work for you guys who are listening in as well. So yeah, that's for the sleep. I was so looking at health. So if you take like health in the middle, right, there's a few like things that have to yeah that
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think is also really important for health next to sleep?
I think you need to really look out about what you eat. Your food. You need to try to eat healthier things, not just junk food.
For sure.
Try to cook. Like I try to cook for myself. Nothing fancy, just experimenting.
Hmm.
Seeing what I like, seeing what I don't.
Because do you live on
And
your own, or do you still live with your parents?
right now I live with my parents, but I'll be moving out very soon.
Okay, nice. Because how many times a week do you cook right now?
Probably 2-3 times a week when I get up. But usually it's nothing special. It's just something basic like some kind of eggs. I
Mm-hmm.
try to mix it up.
All right.
See some fun things.
And what's
Yeah.
like the Infoneral eggs? Like if you want to make them at home, how would you make like the Infoneral eggs? If people want to try it out.
There. Let me think how it was done. It was like I think they were called like mm, fluffy. I think if you Google fluffy eggs
Mm-hmm.
in YouTube, they will pretty much pop out. It's pretty much you get egg whites, you beat them, and then you add some sugar, salt, and the yolks,
Mm-hmm.
and then you gently mix it up and put it in a pan, and then it's you have to see it because it's a little bit special procedure because you have to
Okay.
kind of steam them, and then they turn out really fluffy sometimes, or they just deflate and it's a failure, but
Mm,
happens. Go next.
I see. That's
Yeah,
a.
but
Mhm.
it's just another way to eat them, and it's just fun.
All right. It already sounds way more complicated than anything that I'm doing in the kitchen right now. So I'll try it out. I'll try it out myself. But yeah, nutrition for sure is really important. Like I've got to be honest. I always try to be honest in this show. I just there's no point in like hiding what we are, right? We're gamers, and I think we everyone
Yeah.
can find it in like in stuff that we say. Like I do live on my own like for quite a few years now, and I did have a roommate, but we had like pretty like distinct schedules, so we couldn't really cook together, or like at least if we cooked, like yeah, it just didn't work out really well. So for me, I really dislike cooking. Like for me, it's like if I look at the time investment I'm making in cooking, it's like okay, I have to go to the grocery store, which takes time, right? Like I need to walk there. I'm going to spend money on like food. Problem number one is for me, like if I cook for one person, you always like if you go to the grocery store, you almost never buy stuff for one person, right? Like the doses are
Yeah.
usually for more than that. You can maybe buy chicken for one person. I mean, rice is like whatever. Let's see, like what's it called? Vegetables for sure. Like, but spices or stuff like that. That's usually for more than that. So okay, let's say I'm going to the grocery store. I bought all the stuff I need. I'm going home now. I need to cook. I need to. Okay, as also I need to think of what am I going to eat, right? Because that's also like when you're in the grocery store, you have like 100 or like a
Yes.
thousand options, right? So I go home. I need to take the pans. I need to like prepare everything. It like let's say half an hour to an hour like cooking. I think that's like pretty all right? Like if you let's say like okay, maybe like 30 minutes. So preparing the vegetables, everything, like spicing everything, and then cooking it like 30 minutes, and then I have to eat like let's say 15 minutes, and then I have to also clean everything. So just like all the pans, everything I use, I have to throw everything out. So let's say it takes me like 2 hours, like maybe a bit less, like one and a
Yes.
half, to fully do everything, and then like my cooking skills aren't the best like yet. Maybe they will improve at some point, but yeah, for me I was always like, okay dude, I'm working, I do have money to like buy the food. I'd rather spend like 4 or 5 euros more, like, and just order something or get some takeaway or do something like that.
Hmm.
So yeah, and then like the next step is when you order or get some takeaway, like I always tried, at least I think I did it for 90% of the time if I ordered food. I mean, maybe even more, bro, honestly, like 95%. I always try to order like healthy food or at least nutritious food, right? So like rice, chicken, or so like some complete meal, not burgers, chicken, pizzas. Like at some point, of course, you do have like your cheat day or something, and you do get some like junk food. But if I ordered some food, I always try to get it healthy. So yeah, cooking for me, like no go. Like right now, I'm living with my sister, and she's like much more of a cook,
Uh-huh.
and I feel like she's like, "Hey, I'll cook like three or four times a week. If you could do it twice, it's fine." She's like really chill in it, and
Hmm.
I just cook twice, and then it's good. And we did this like Hello Fresh. I'm not sure if you know.
Hmm.
I think it's a Dutch thing.
I don't.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's like you go to a website, you order. So basically, you can put in how many people you're with. So for instance, like we're just with two people, so me and my sister, and yeah, they will ship you the food. So you can also choose your dishes. So like, oh yeah, I want to eat this week, and they will ship you like a box with everything, especially for like for two people, right? So you don't waste anything, and you don't have anything like left after you've cooked it, you know. So that's pretty chill, and they also deliver to your home. You don't have to think about what am I going to eat. So yeah, HelloFresh was quite good for me. But yeah, still the time investment. I think I'm not sure how you look at it, because most gamers probably prefer to do one more solo queue game instead of going to the grocery store, getting the groceries, buying it, cooking it, you know, or even like two games, right? Three games. So I was
I
one, yeah,
I think it matters. I think that the fact that I live in a small city that doesn't have that many options for takeout really matters for me because I don't have that many options. You probably have a lot more than me, so for me it's more worth it to just go to a store and buy stuff and cook.
because if you can, if you like order something, do you ever order anything, or is it?
I used to order. I used to order things when I was in another city, where I was living in a capital for a year and a half. So I used to order things there a lot more because I didn't have that much time. But now that I'm here, I feel like I have time. So I just try to cook because it's also the I'm going for the long game here because at some point it's better to know how to cook things.
For sure. That's also what I'm struggling with.
Uh,
Yeah, like the HelloFresh is also for me was like a way to learn cooking, you know. But for
yeah,
me, like my tip would be, oh yeah, also like gamers, what do you want like in food, right? I mean, looking at me, I would like it to be easy. Like I want it to be done quickly. I don't want to be wasting, like for me, wasting time. If you don't enjoy cooking, right?
yeah.
Wasting time in the kitchen. I want it to be like nutritious, like healthy, and it needs to taste good, right? And like, let's
Mhm.
be real. I'm not sure about you, but do you eat behind your PC when you have like food, or do you always eat outside of your room?
I eat behind my PC. Like I get
Yeah.
a tray and I just put everything on the tray, move away my keyboard, and I eat and
Hmm.
try to not make a mess, of course.
Yeah. That's I think like most gamers do that, right? Like when I lived with my parents, I
Yeah,
remember I would always like eat with them in the living room, but then I would go to my room after. But when like you live on your own, right? I mean, if you're in the living room, you'll just watch TV. Man, I don't watch TV
yes.
myself,
You
and
just
or
watch your
yeah, or you'll just be on your phone, right? So I mean, yeah, on your PC, there's way more options. So yeah, I usually just also grab my food. I don't have a tray though, but I do have like I just bring my food with me and just eat it here, and then also like stack it up until it's like a mess and I need to take everything out at once, you know. But
that's
yeah, sorry.
I was going to say that that's the benefit of the tray because when you have a tray, you just take the tray and leave it in the other room, or you just clean it out.
Hmm.
If you don't have time, you just take it out, go to the other room, and then maybe you clean it later.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Because something else I like, so like for me there's like cooking, there's a takeaway, but then at some point I tried, it's called Huel. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. It's basically like a replacement meal, so it's like a shake, and what
Hmm.
one shake has all of the nutritional values that like one meal should have, right? Like so everything in there, and basically like I got like two or three flavors, and I just whenever I didn't feel like cooking or taking out, because also like ordering food is gonna get quite expensive. Like I can speak out of my own experience. Like if you order food every day, like usually these stores, they have like minimum of 15 euros or something like that, right? That you need to
Yeah.
spend minimum and then you can order, right? Or you need to spend something and then so usually what I would do, I would just order food and then yeah, I'll just eat half of it, put the other half in the what's it called? The ice,
The
not ice.
freezer,
Yeah, yeah, freezer or
fridge.
yeah,
Yeah.
fridge exactly. So I'll just put it in there and then eat it the day after, right? But so these shakes
Yeah.
they kind of help me out because
Hmm.
sometimes I don't feel like cooking, I don't feel like cleaning. You know, the only thing I have to clean is like the what's it called, the cup. You know,
The shaker.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So the shaker you drink from. So maybe that's something you guys who are listening also can try out. So yeah, cooking, ordering, food shakes. Is there anything we've missed about nutritious like food?
Not sure.
Not
I
sure.
think it's decent enough.
And like for me, like I do combine gym with nutritional food as well, and like it's pretty hard to really follow a diet cleanly, right? At some point,
Yeah.
you're, like even if you're really like into it and you're really motivated and you're eating really healthy for a week, at some point, like you're gonna meet up with friends, you're, like there is gonna be a party or something, there will be snacks, and keep saying no is like pretty hard, right? But I think you'd really need to think for yourself, what are your goals, right? Like what's the ultimate goal? Just like, is this snack or this pizza slice is it gonna improve me, like this much, or is it worth it, like I think that's a really nice question to ask yourself. And I think my best tip for people who do order food is try to order healthy food, because like there's always healthy alternatives, probably, right? Like most people that order, they order like, oh yeah, in Holland, when you'll fly over, if it ever gets so far, uh we'll show you, there's like it's called kapsalon in so it's like Turkish dish. I mean, you can buy it at like where you buy dinner kebab or something like that,
Hmm.
so it's like fries. So you get like a metal tray or something, you put fries, then you put meat, cheese, and then like some vegetables, so some lettuce and tomatoes and stuff like that. And that's like, let's say, the go-to delivery food. Like if people order food, like I think kapsalon is right like up there. Usually because when you open these stores, like you can see what is the most popular dish, right, when you order, and
Yeah.
then usually like kapsalon is up there, like or some dinner. I mean, it's nice, it's tasty, but it has like zero nutritional value, and it's just gonna make you fat. So when you order food, try something new. It might not like you might not like it, but I mean, you also need to like expand your taste buds, right? Because I'm not sure how, were you like a picky eater when you were a kid, or
Yeah, I guess I was a picky eater. Like, I didn't like foods that had a lot of fat on them. I don't know. I can't eat foods that have a lot of fat on them. And yeah, other than that, I think I eat everything.
Mhm. Bro, I was picky as hell, man. I just like, yeah, it was quite not. I mean, it wasn't too bad. I mean, um, I did have like some vegetables I really disliked, or like some dishes my mom made I didn't really like, just the taste of it, and like I wouldn't eat it, or I would have eat half and then give it to my dad or something, right? But at some point, I felt like I'm just gonna try it, and like for instance, there's like so much food I really disliked as a kid, and then I ate it later, and I was like, hey, this is actually pretty good. Why did I dislike this in the first place? Of course, your taste develops and stuff like that. But uh, how I see it in the gaming scene, because I've met like quite a few gamers and we've went out, like there's so many picky eaters. I don't know if it's like maybe my like just my sample size. Maybe you can. I'm not sure how you have experienced this, but like picky eaters, I think people that always just go for fries and a burger. They never try something crazy on the menu, or like they usually play it safe. Or do you disagree with that?
Yeah, I have a lot of friends that are like that. But I don't know if it's like the people or just our generation getting a little bit more pickier, not sure.
It could be. It could be. Maybe it's like in line,
Uh,
right?
yep.
But yeah. All right. So then we have the sleeping. We have the food. Uh, I think the next logical one is exercising, right? Like physical exercise.
Yes.
You already told us that you yourself don't go to the gym if you don't fully commit to it, right?
Yes.
Have you ever had a period in time where you did commit to going to a gym, or?
Yes. Like I went to a gym 2 years, 1 year, like before 1 year, I went for like a year and a half to a gym because I was going to uni,
Mm-hmm.
and pretty much it was mandatory to go to a gym because you had fitness and you can choose a few things. First, like half a year, I went for swimming because they would teach me how to swim, so that was fun.
Okay.
And then after that, I went to a gym.
I see. And how
Uh,
and how many how many times a week and stuff, like
2 times a week, but like I couldn't give any more, I think, because I was working for a big part. I was also going to uni, and it's just it's very hard to deal with everything.
For
And
sure.
I was just playing League as well.
You need to have your priorities straight, you know. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
league. Yeah, it's you got to ask yourself what does bring me more, right? Like the league or the gym
Mm.
session. But so you went twice a week, and could you elaborate? Like, did you have a training schedule, or did you just go there and I'll see what I'll do? You know, I'll just get some machines and I'll do my thing.
At the time, I was pretty lost, honestly. So I was just doing some basic things that I know my friends would recommend to me because pretty much everyone that I know goes to the gym, even though
Mm-hmm.
they play League of Legends. But yeah, I was just doing basic things.
And what was your
Like,
yes, sir?
I was just lifting weights, doing some exercises, and I I don't know how they're called in English, so I won't try. But yeah,
Mm, I
the
see.
most basic things.
I see. I see. Because yeah, you said you were kind of lost. I think this is like a
Yeah,
thing for many people that start like gymming. I mean, there's like thousands types of physical activities you can do, right? But I think gymming is like the most popular right now because it's so flexible. You can go whenever you want with whoever you want. Like you can train whatever you like. Like it's really flexible. It's really open. But I mean, there's also people that do like football or some other sports, you know. But then like you have a locked time frame, right? It's also with like
yeah.
scrims. You know, you have training on Tuesday and Thursday, and you have got a match on Sunday or something, right? So it's a bit less flexible, I'd say, and that's like what people like right now, right? So and also you want to get like muscular, right? If you go to the gym, that's usually to gain some muscle or to look good, and I think that in the gym you can also do it more precisely. You know, you can just okay, I need the six pack. I'm gonna go to the gym and train my six pack every day or something, right? Then with football or some other like regular sport, it's more like a different training style, right? You'll get a better conditioning, for instance, but I mean less muscle. So it's also whatever you
Yeah.
prefer yourself. For me, like I already told you, like there's two sides. Either I don't go to the gym at all, or I go to a gym like a maniac and I go like 5 times a week. Like our gyms opened legit the 19th of May, I think, the gyms opened in Holland. Before that,
Mhm.
we did have like our gym. I think for a month and a half they opened it on the roof. So there's like it's like a parking lot where I gym. So
Uh-huh.
I'll just try to do. So there's like a parking lot underneath. There's like the gym. So like not the basement, but the ground floor. And then on the roof of the parking lot there was like uh, they put some machines there, you know, some weights, and you could go.
Mhm.
If you had a subscription there, you could go there and train there for free, you know. So it was only for 30 minutes,
Oh, nice.
but it was pretty good because like our lockdown was 4.5, or 5 months. So I didn't do like legit. I didn't do anything. I went for a run once, and I had my legs hurt for 2 days or something like that. So I was like, yeah, fuck this. I'm not going. You know. So during lockdown, I've got to say, like I didn't move. I was ordering or like eating not as healthy as I would like, you know. I was not eating good. And then when it opened outside, I was like, yeah, finally I can finally, you know, go do stuff again. So the first 3-4 weeks I was really motivated, but then like the weather was a bit worse, you know, it rained and I was like, yeah, training outside is not the best. And then 19th of May the gym opened. I was like, okay, bro, it's time. It's time to go. Like fully maniac, right? Like such a committed, full time. So yeah, usually how I do it, because I've been training for such a long time, because I started when I was like a kid, right? I'll go into this later, but yeah, usually like I think it's 2 weeks now. I've only skipped 2 days, so I've went 12 out of 14 days. I went to the gym. Sometimes I just go there, you know, even if I have a day off, I'm like, yeah, I'll just go there and run for 15 minutes. Like it's whatever, right? Like at least I'm doing something, you know, some physical exercise. And for me, it's also really easy because my gym is like really close to my house.
Oh,
That's
nice.
like, yeah. I mean, probably the main reason why people skip the gym is because it's too far, right? It's like whenever you're there, you'll do your thing, right? But it's just like the process of going there, you know, like that's what usually people don't like. And like I told you, I already started at a really young age. So like the mistakes that maybe some people make who start out now. I've already made them, but I made them when I was like 15 or 14 years old. I got my first gym subscription when I was 15, I think. And we just went with friends and we didn't know anything. We just looked at what people did and tried to like do the same thing. But then, yeah, probably if looking back, it would be so funny. But yeah, man, I think like training, it's for me, it's way easier if I do it with someone. Like right now, I'm training by myself, and I mean it's fine because I'm motivated enough. But I do know that there were like lots of times where I didn't feel or I didn't felt like going, but then like my friend was like, "Hey, bro, are are you going do you want to go at 7 or something?" I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And I mean, if he's going, I'll just go as well, right? So I think finding a gym buddy or like a gym partner is also like a pretty big thing, because when you went, did you go by yourself or did you do it with someone?
I had friends. Yeah, I had friends to go by. But yeah, having someone to pump you up, to always be there is nice. Spot you on the deadlifts and stuff.
Hmm. Exactly. So that's for the sport. And how about, because we're just talking about fitness right now, and I already told you like there's much more things you can do, right? Like as
Yeah.
physical exercise. And you said you went for walks. Is there any other things that you do or have done in the past that?
When I was in school, I used to play football and volleyball a lot. But after school, I just again, it's a big commitment to find a team to find someone to play with. So I just stopped doing it. But yeah, I used to love playing volleyball and football. I was just, but I was on football. I was playing gatekeeper or yeah, goalie.
Gatekeeper.
I don't
Yeah, 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 yeah,
know.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how
Gatekeeper.
you can.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. That's fine. Everyone understands. Okay, so I think for as far as sports go, oh yeah, like the last thing is, uh, I think many, or at least some gamers I've experienced, like they don't want to go to the gym, because even if it's close, even if it's like if they're motivated, they're just not comfortable, because I like for my gym in my experience, right now where I've trained is like really chill. Like the
Mhm.
people who come there is like are really nice, like you never get crazy guys or some screaming maniac, it's all like really kind of, I would say, like educated, or at least like yeah, it's just nice, the people are just, it's like etiquette, there's like a gym etiquette, and everyone who we train with is like they understand the etiquette. So for instance, like also my gym, you're not allowed to sport in a shirt without sleeves, so like in a tank top or something, you're not allowed to do it as a man. You always need to wear a t-shirt or like long sleeves, just to keep the guys out that will like stand there in the mirror like, oh yeah, look at me, so that's really nice. But like many gyms that are more cheap than mine, they don't have these rules. I do remember that when I went there as a kid, when I was like 15, 16, I was skinny as fuck because I had like a growth, what's it called, it's a growth spurt, or in Dutch, like
Yeah,
I had
yeah,
one summer where I grew like really hard. I was like skinny, and I don't know, I just went to the gym, and I do remember feeling like these guys are so big, they are full of some types of steroids, just pumping, screaming in the weight room, and I was like just there, pumping my 3 or 4 kilograms, like doing my thing. If you feel like that doesn't work out for you, or like I would say, like my two tips would be either look for a better or like more expensive gym, because like these guys, probably, if you're hearing this and you feel like, yeah, this is me, you've probably just went to the wrong gym, because there's like hundreds of gyms, right? And you probably just went to one, you may not liked it. Maybe I would say like try giving it a shot at another gym and see how it's there. uh and the other thing, like training at home, um like I'm not sure, do you train at home, if on roll? I'm not sure, I don't know if you
I do basic things like basic exercises like push-ups and maybe sometimes like other basic things that
mm-hmm.
I don't know in English. But
No,
yeah,
that's fine.
I do it from time to time, like 2 3 times a week. I do it. It's
Okay.
nice, to get the body
Mm-hmm.
a little bit pumping.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, training at home, because that's something that's like for me, I dislike it. I just the thing for me is like as I told you, I
Hmm.
need to go to the gym. When I'm at the gym, I'm doing my thing. But at home, I just don't have the room. I do have some equipment. I did buy like a yoga mat, to train my abs or something like that, right? But I don't know. I
Yeah,
just working out at home doesn't work for me. But there are people like I know people who like became like really muscular just by working out at home. They never went to a gym. They just work out at home, and they also get like good results. So everything is possible. You just need to find what suits you best. And I wanted to get in on the thing that you said because you said like the body flowing and stuff. Like you do it like 2 or 3 times a week now, right? You said
yeah,
some
just some basic things. Yeah, basic exercise.
And do you like also experience that it helps out in your gaming performance whenever you've done some physical exercise, or is it not really a reason, like not really a difference? So,
I'm not I'm not 100% sure, but I just like doing it. I feel better when I do it, so
mhm,
I just do it. And it's like if I'm not going to the gym, I think this is the bare minimum that I can do to at least help myself a little bit.
for sure, it's a good one. Um, yeah. So the last one, I already have it in my, maybe I've missed one, right? Because I told you like there's a few
Hmm.
topics I would go over. So we had sleeping, we had nutrition, we have physical exercise. The last one, I'm wondering if you know which one I would thought of. What also is important for your health.
Hmm. Not 100% sure.
Okay.
Just tell me. I'm not
Okay.
going to
All
shoot in
right.
the
All right. All
dark.
right. So what I also really understand under health is mental health, like your mind, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like this is really, really important, and maybe even, I mean, all of the things that we've talked about, I think they're like pretty coherent. So like if you sleep well, you eat well, you probably will feel well, and if you don't feel well, you won't go to the gym. There's like a lot
Yeah.
of links between these things. um, but I think mental health is like really a big part, and I do feel like it gets a lot of attention, but still it's like I would say maybe the largest issue right now, right? Like if we look at gamers. But looking at you, like I feel like you never tilt. Like I've played with you a few times. I've watched you scrim. You never like seem to get really angry or stuff like that. But so how do you manage that? How do you make sure to always keep cool? And is there a way to do it, or is it just how you're?
Honestly, a long time ago, I used to tilt a lot, but over time, I just mellowed out and I started thinking like, why am I playing League? What am I doing with my life right now? And for me, I'm playing League because that's what I want to do. That's my dream. That's my passion. I enjoy doing it. Uh, but like, and I always do it when I feel good. Like, I don't play League when I feel that I will perform bad or when I won't play at my level that I would like. And I think that a lot of people just try to play League to feel good, but at some point, if you had a shitty day and you play League, it might get shittier. So yeah, you just have to be in the right mindset, I think, and in the right mood. And after all, why do we play games? We play games to have fun. So that's a really important thing to remember. You started playing League to have fun, so try to have fun with League or
Mhm.
with whatever else you're playing.
Because you said that you used to tilt a lot. So what would be
Yeah.
factors that made you tilt?
Just normal things. Like for me, what made me tilt is I think subconsciously when I play bat, when I was playing bat, I started to tilt, but at the same time on the front, I wasn't showing that I was tilting because I was playing bat. I was tilting because I thought that I was tilting because like my teammates were playing bat, but no, it's just because I was playing bat and I didn't like that about myself.
Mhm. So that's like a realization moment because
Yeah.
usually, like, let's be real, it doesn't matter what elo you play in. You can be gold, silver, bronze, iron, or challenger.
Mhm.
Like, I think it's really important to, as you say, like, remember or at least think about why am I playing League, right? Like, what's my goal? Am I, tilting? What will tilting bring me? Like, how will tilting help me to achieve the goal I've set for myself, right? And as you also said, that's exactly how I was. Like, tilting can, how I see it, can come from two things. One is like you're not happy, like yeah, basically you're not happy with the play of your teammates. So you're like, oh, dude, if he would play this better, this was won or something. Just he, because
Yeah.
of his fault, I'm losing right now. How is this fair? That's like, I think one of the things. And the other one is also yeah, your own mistakes, but that's way harder to recognize and to admit, right? Because you have to admit that you didn't do something right. You misplayed, you are worse than someone else. It's like the ego.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a tough subject, and I already told you before, but I'll tell it for the viewers and listeners. There's a pretty interesting item on Netflix if you do have a subscription. It's called something with the coach. It's like the coach book or something. Like if you just check coach, you'll find it. And there's a French tennis coach who like shares his philosophy about training and coaching tennis players. um yeah, like I think he trained like Serena Williams and really like the big world stars, right? Like he made people world champions, right, in tennis. So some of his philosophy should have worked for other sports as well if you translate them, right? And the funny thing was, when I was watching it, they had it like literally about throwing inting, like running down mid. What is running down mid? Why do people run down mid? Like uh they had the same thing in tennis. So players that he had, they would do it, like he would know because he plays with them every day. He trains them every day. He sees them play tennis, and then he would be like, "Wait, why are you shooting these balls out of the court every time? This is not how you play. It's like what are you doing? And I won't spoil too much, but one of the points that he mentions is that the reason that people usually like int is because they feel like they're better than the enemy, but they're losing. So you're losing. Like so for instance, like I have it, if I would compare it, if I smurf, because I tilt on my smurf way harder than on my main. Because if I play on my main and I lose lane, I'm like, oh yeah, whatever, this guy's pretty good, and he just beat me. And if I'm playing on my smurf and something doesn't go my way, I'm like, what? Like this can't be right. These people that are like worse than me, that they're like beating me. But so it's really a mental thing. I was say, like, it's also like a tip, like always, like, don't disrespect like the opponent. Like, you need to respect them to a certain level, right? You do like, of course, disrespect, like you need to be how do you say, confident in your own abilities, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, it's quite an interesting thing on Netflix. So if you guys have time, I would really recommend checking it out. But it's also funny that like there's such a like thing between regular sports and esports, right? Like there's a lot of things in common. But I feel like tilting is just one part of mental health. I think, honestly, are you on Twitter? Do you use Twitter daily? And
Yes, yes. I use
okay.
it very often.
hmm I feel like, I mean, sorry, do you want to say anything? I interrupted you a bit.
Nothing much.
Uh,
No, no, don't worry. Continue.
okay, I was thinking. I mean, because let's say Twitter is the most popular platform for gamers, like esports, right? Esports lives on
Hmm.
Twitter. Everyone's on Twitter. Some people do have Instagram, but I feel like, I mean, let's be real, yeah. But what else do you have? You have Facebook, like Snapchat, or like TikTok, maybe. But Twitter is the main platform for esports. And in my experience, I do try to like not follow people, like certain people, because I see like quite a line between like esports gamers and like, I don't know. I like I wouldn't want to use bad words, but like a bit of just like these people are so stuck in like online life. Like I mean, you might understand what I mean, right? They're like really
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm depressed, and this, I don't know, just this kind of, like, I don't know, this group of people, and they might also listen to us, and nothing against you, and I would love to help you get out of that, because I feel like that is like the biggest part where people have like bad mental health, is when they're stuck in a certain like circle of people that think the same and do the same things as they do. Like I already mentioned it before, the sleeping schedule, like the people that go to sleep at 7 a.m. and wake up at 4 p.m. Like these these people. And I was wondering how you see that. Do you feel like there's like different groups where there's like different stages of these mental health issues, or do you think like there's a more common thing within gamers?
There's a lot of groups of like people with different mentors. Like, of course, that you have like some players that just die 1v1 and then blame the jungler and go AFK level 2. That will happen sometimes, or like a lot of different things. But I think that some people just play a lot of League. Like, for example, I put like 8 or 9 years in League, and some people play it longer and they just don't enjoy it. And but they feel like they've already committed such a long time in this game that they keep committing more and more, even though they don't enjoy it, because they feel that if they leave it behind, they're just wasting time. But I think that that's quite a bad way to look at it, because, for example, all of us have gone to school, all of us have like 10 years in chemistry or like geography, but are we like, I'm not doing anything with those subjects, but I still learn them for so long. So I think that if you don't enjoy something, just leave it behind. You've gained a lot of experience about other things in that subject. Like League, you've gained a lot of experience in playing with team. Maybe you learned a language from League. Like I learned a lot of English from League of Legends, for example,
Mm.
and other things. And if you just don't enjoy it, move on to something else that you will enjoy a lot more, I think.
Yeah, good point. Actually, have you read? I'm not sure if you're like a reader. I'm not myself, but I did read some books. Have you heard of Homo Deus? It's
No, I
okay.
haven't.
It's a basically it's like, as I told you guys, I'm not a really big reader, but that book is like, I would recommend it to everyone. Like, some people believe in, like they're Muslim or they're Christian or they're Catholic, Jew or something, right? And for me, like, I was always thinking about that, like, what's the answer and stuff like that. How does the world work, right? What are we living on and stuff. And I feel like Homo Deus, like, the writer Harari is like a Jewish, I think, no, Jewish, Israeli high, like, teacher on a university or something, and he wrote three books basically. The first one is the evolution of Homo sapiens, basically. So how did the Homo sapiens from all the like different animals on the world, like, or like become the solo like ruler, because like the humans, we rule the world, right? And if we look
Mhm.
back how many like years ago, uh we didn't have like more impact on the world than a giraffe or a monkey or a chimpanzee, like, like we had like the same impact, right? But now we're just ruling everything and ruining the earth and stuff, right? Like, why we, and why not other animals, right? So that's basically his first book. Then his second book is Homo Deus, where you just quoted a bit from, which is pretty interesting. It's about that, like, so okay, the humans became the ruler, and what's the next step? What's the next step for humans? Like, where are we trying to go? Because like, immortality, for instance, is like one of those. Like, there's a lot of topics he talks about, but he's basically like exploring, so like, the, let's say, history of, and also about religion is also like a bit a big topic in this book, for like, let's say, the last 2000 years. So like, the Homo sapiens is like really long ago. How did we become like the rulers? And then Homo Deus is more of how did like the last 2000 years go, or like even a bit more, and what is the upcoming future? So what's the, next step for humanity, right? Where are we going as a species and stuff, right? And one of the interesting things is like what you just said, was in a war. I believe it was Italy, in maybe the First World War or some other war.
Mhm.
um, like, they sent people to war, and they were losing it really hard, right? So for instance, I'm just saying, they sent 15,000 men, and they died, and like there's no way they were gonna win. And then, like, if you're an army officer or like a general or a president or whatever, like, you have a high function, you're thinking, okay, wait, so we just sent 15,000 people and they died, we can't just stop, I mean,
Yeah.
otherwise these guys will have died for nothing, but then they continued sending more and more people, more and more people. They continued sending them to war, and instead of the 15,000 that died, and you could say like, okay, sure, you know, like it's really not good, but it stops there. They continued sending in like much more, and in the end, it was like 250,000, for instance, like that died, right? And then they were like, yeah, we surrender, right? But then at least our boys didn't die for nothing or something like that, you know. Like that's like really, if you translate the part that you said, like I've spent
Yeah.
8 years in league, and I mean, I just can't throw that away, you know. But I mean, yeah, as you really like notice yourself, it's better to take what you have and then to wait, like, you know, or waste more. So that's also really important. And let me think. Yeah, about mental health. I think there's like a lot of things you can do as well, and like for me, I have felt down at some times, but usually, like as I told you, it's really correlated with the other stuff. So I feel
Uh-huh.
down when, you know, I'm not eating healthy, when I don't feel good, you know, and I don't work out, and you know, I don't see my friends, for instance. Like those are things that like, or when I play too much league. I don't honestly, I don't play league anymore. But when I'm too much behind my PC, even, because
Mm.
like you probably know, these days you wake up, first thing you do is you get behind the PC, right? Like, I mean, I do have these days as well,
Yeah.
but I do also see that that's not the best way or something, you know. Like if I wake up, I get a shower, I go to the gym, I eat something, and then I get behind a PC, you know, I already feel a lot better. So that's actually how I used to do it at some point when I lived on my own. You know, you don't have the parents that like
Yes.
look in your back. I used to have the rule of myself, before I turn my PC on, like before I push my power button, I need to do certain things. Like it would be like really, I started out with, okay, I need to have breakfast. I need to brush my teeth. I need to, you know, like stuff like that, just to make sure I get this routine down before I start getting behind the PC. Because let's be real, like the first hour or two, like you're behind your PC, like what are you doing really, right? Like you're usually just scrolling your
Browsing.
timeline, yeah,
Yeah.
browsing a bit, watching videos. I mean, yeah, it's, I mean, my advice would be, if it works for me back then, I might like have to implement it soon, you know. Like it's not like I feel like it's bad, but when I was down, this is what I tried to do, you know. I tried to make a list. This is, I need, like, I cannot turn on my PC before I've done these steps. And yeah, you need to be like consequent with yourself, right? You can't just say, after one day, I'll just brush my teeth, and you know, like in a minute or 20, you know, like stuff like that. I'm not sure, have you ever encountered issues with that, like where you were not in the best mental state?
For me, it's really important to get enough sleep. If I don't get like 7 or 8 hours, I'm just not focused enough. I'm a lot grumpier. And for me, the most important thing is to sleep enough to wake up, to feel good, like maybe get something to eat, watch some videos while I'm eating, and then maybe then play some solo queue.
I see. I see. Um, is there anything else you would like to add? Because we have already almost talked for an hour about gaming and health. We've heard a lot of things. But just to recap a bit, so we had the four things: is the sleeping, we had the food, the nutrition, the physical, and also the mental. Is there anything that like you would like to add to health in general? Maybe, like, I'm not sure.
Mm, I think this is good enough for now. Not sure.
Then I feel like it's also good. I would like to thank you for your time today, Infoneral. It's
No problem.
really
Was a
nice,
pleasure.
really nice to have your insights. Because of course, yeah, I'm living in Holland. You're living in Bulgaria. There were a few
Yeah.
things that are different, right? Like as you told me, you're living in a small city, so ordering food wasn't as yeah, in the same case as I have it here. But thank you a lot, and I'm gonna be enjoying watching you guys play the next week of the Dutch League. And
Thank you.
have a nice day, bro. Thanks. See you.
You too. Bye bye.